know, when I do this, bad things tend to happen.
It's because you can't control it. It controls you. That's why we're here, Alex. That's why we're training. This, it's like any other muscle.
That was Alex Summers, Havoc, as he's known as. The Mutants are back in theaters this weekend. The fourth X-Men film, X-Men First Class, is a prequel, shows the origins of the mutant superheroes from the classic Marvel comic books. Jason Rockman is back here with us. Lots of great reviews trending on Twitter saying this is the best of the 4 X-Men movies out so far. Very well done. You saw the film.
Yeah,
Your
saw
thoughts?
it on Tuesday morning. Yeah, I agree. Very, very, very strong film.
What makes this movie stand out?
I think the tone, it's set in the 60s. It's set during the whole Kennedy-Cuban Missile Crisis.
Cold War.
Cold War. It just has a different tone to it. It feels a lot like Stan Lee and Kirby's original X-Men series. It has that feel to it, and it's just phenomenal.
Now, what this talks about, of course, is the very pivotal relationship between Charles Xavier, who's kind of the good guy, and Eric Lenshier, who becomes Magneto, sort of the bad guy. But what's great about these films as well is that they're very nuanced. It's not black and white.
No. There's a lot of shades of gray, like the Marvel characters. You know, when Stan Lee wrote created these characters with Kirby, he really thought about humans. You know, DC's characters always seem to be a little bit more superhero-ish, and the Marvel characters seem to have everyday problems. While you really can see the everydayness about these characters, and it's awesome to see their origins, and it's great to see the way they interact and how they actually become enemies.
Kevin Bacon in the movie too.
Kevin Bacon was great.
Yeah,
great, and it's nice because now you can play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon within X-Men.
Within X-Men. The other thing about the X-Men as well, and you alluded to this just now, is that they're kind of misfits, and they're freaks and they're outcasts.
Well, they're mutants, and
so they're not the classic superheroes like Wonder Woman and Superman.
Not at all.
Like
and for you and I, we're old hands at this. I mean, we know all about it. But for someone walking in, I brought my mom to the film, and she had no experience with the X-Men before that, and she loved it. She walked in and said, "This is a great movie." And I said, "Well, now you got to understand. When I go to these movies and I get excited, why I get excited. They're great films. They're great stories about the human condition."
Well, and we've said it over and over and over again that it's always about the story, right? Like you got to have the story first, and then if they're superheroes or whatever they are, if the plot is solid and the script is good and the acting's good, then it's okay to kind of wrap it up in a superhero kind of package.
Yeah, and it has all those points. It has a strong script, it has a strong cast, and it's very well executed. It's not cheesy at all.
We also noticed that, you know, a lot of these origin movies have been coming out lately. You know, we had Batman Begins, there was a reboot of Star Trek, Superman reboot, so this kind of stuff keeps happening. I guess it's the whole idea of taking something that everybody knows to a certain extent and kind of like bringing it backwards in time to show how they started. Wolverine was another one.
That's it. And I think, well, the big reason why these are happening is because the properties that have been licensed out by Marvel need to be rebooted or they lose the properties back to Marvel. And since Marvel's become such a successful studio on their own, 20th Century Fox and Sony have to reboot. That's why you're seeing Spider-Man come back and they're redoing it, because they can't continue with the same cast and director. They're restarting because otherwise they're going to lose the rights to it and Marvel gets it back.
So does this become, now that we have 2 sequels to this X-Men First Class?
Well, they're talking about number 2 already.
Really?
So, and there's an awesome cameo in there, which I won't say.
Which you won't give away.
Which I won't give away.
I want to say I have that same T-shirt.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's coming up in 2 weeks. Hope we'll talk about that.
There we go. Green Lantern. Jason Rockman, thanks very much. We'll be right back.
Visit ctvmontreal.ca for the latest news. Plus, join the discussion and get instant updates through Facebook and Twitter. Stay informed and stay in touch.